Hello, dear students. Welcome back. I am Dr. GovindSaraswat, Assistant Professor in English from Government College, Deghana. Dear students, today we are going to analyze a monologue entitled Ulysses, written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Tennyson was one of the best of the Victorian poets. The present poem Ulysses was written in 1833 and it was published in 1842. Ulysses is a Greek mythical hero, a key figure in the Trojan War. That war was mainly fought between the king of Sparta, Menelaus, and the prince of Troy, Paris. The reason behind this war was Helen, the wife of Menelaus. She was very beautiful and she eloped with Paris. As a result, her husband Menelaus led an expedition to Troy with a fleet of more than 1,000 ships from throughout the Hellenic world. This war is one of the most important events in the Greek mythology. It lasted for 10 years and the city of Troy was completely destroyed. After the Trojan defeat, the Greek heroes slowly made their way home. Odysseus took 10 years to make the arduous and often interrupted journey home to Ithaca. This Odysseus is our hero Ulysses in this poem. They are the same in one person. The present poem is narrated by our hero, Ulysses, who, after returning to Ithaca, is making a comparison between his life in his own kingdom and his life of adventure into the sea. He is not satisfied with his present life and strongly yearns to go back. It starts as it little profits that an idle king by this still hearth among these barren crags, messed with an aged wife, I meet and dole unequal laws unto a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. Sitting very comfortably in his own kingdom near a fireplace, he is getting himself warm and is pondering over the way he is living here in Ithaca. And he sees that there is no point in sitting here as an idle king. Okay, there is peace. I am enjoying the comforts of my life, living here with my wife Penelope. But there is no point in leading a monotonous life because whatever I do, that is nothing more than just to enforce some unequal laws unto a savage race. Why savage? Because his people are not that much civilized and cultured, and whatever activities they do, they are it is they are monotonous. Like they collect materialistic things and sleep and feed themselves. And above all, Ulysses is very much grief stricken because they are not that much enthusiastic. They do not have a kind of zeal in their life that their king has in his own heart. That is why he says that his people do not know him. Then he says that I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly and have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone on shore and went through scudding drifts, the rainy Hades, vexed the dim sea, I am become a name. Ulysses has been a traveler throughout his life. Most of the part of his life has been spent facing dangers, facing challenges of life, but he loved them all. That is why he says that I want to drink life to the lees. He wants to be fearless. That is why he has enjoyed greatly, and that is why he has suffered greatly. Sometimes he was alone, and sometimes he was with his friends or fellow people, and he has enjoyed a kind of a kind of pleasing life on the shore and a kind of challenging life on the sea when he faced the rainy Hades, a cluster of seven stars which show that a heavy rainfall He's approaching along with thunder and lightning, but he even doesn't bother about that kind of storms in his life because he's habitual of facing such challenges in his life, and he enjoyed such challenges. And he says that life is in this struggle. It is not in uh, sitting here being idle and passive. He's a man of action. That is why he's not satisfied with his present life. He wants to go back and enjoy the life up to the maximum level. Then he says, for always roaming with a hungry heart. Much have I seen and known. He says that my heart is hungry. Now, hungry heart means he wants to acquire more and more experience and something which is quite unknown so far. And he says that I have seen many things in my life, and everything which I have seen and met, uh, I have acquired a lot of experience because of that. He says that I have met many people from various cities, and I have observed their manners. I have faced many climates. I have been part of many councils and governments, and I was honored there by all of them. So he says that this is what I have seen and done in my life. And that kind of life is full of action, where I knew that I did something, and because of that I became famous. I am become a name means I became famous because of that, and I am known to everyone. And because of that I can say that uh, I drunk and I drink delight of battle with my peers far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. So he says that he is reminding here of those years when he fought with his fellow people in the battlefield of Troy. That uh, that battlefield was full of challenges, and they fought very hard in order to win that war. So he's reminded of everything, whether he was leading a life wherein he performed various roles, such, and then he says he talks about the testing days in the battlefield of Troy. So he says that I am a part of everything that I have met in my life. It all experience is an arc where through gleams that untraveled world whose margin fades forever and forever when I move. Here it seems as if Ulysses is a bit arrogant also. He says that I have acquired a lot of experience in my life. I have seen many things, and my personality is shaped by all these things. But even then, there is still much to be seen, known, and to be discovered. So he says that it is like an arc. Knowledge is like an arc. It is still untraveled. But when Ulysses moves, its margins will fade away. So here, his arrogance can be seen. Then he says that how dull it is to pause, and in these lines we can sense a kind of inspiring inspiring uh, feeling. He says that how dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe for life. He says that I do not want to sit here in an idle way. Life is given to us by the God Almighty so as to make the optimum use of it. So why should we stay here? Why should I stay here and make an end to everything uh, before the real end of my life? Why should I make a pause? It is no use to get rusted here, because if we want to shine in use, we have to prove it. We have to prove our worth by doing something significant so that our life, the meaning of life can be felt by us. That okay, yes, we have done something great in our life, and we will feel a sense of accomplishment. Mere breathing is not life. People take birth and they die, but before their death, they should do something which can uh, shape their personality, which can make them worthy and useful for this world. He says that life piled on life were all too little, and of one to me little remains. But every hour is saved from that eternal silence, something more, a bringer of new things, and while it were for some 3 years to store and hoard myself. He says that there is a lot of things on this earth, a whole lot of things, quite unknown, many reasons, even not discovered. So he wants to know more and more things, and he want to acquire more and more knowledge and experience of this world. That is why he says that uh, a single life is not sufficient enough to know everything, and the life which is given to him is about to end. So before the eternal silence, means before the death, he wants to do as much as possible. He wants to acquire as much as experience as as possible. So he says that I want to snatch every hour of my life and to invest it into the pursuit of something valuable and meaningful. So I want to use it, and it is futile if I sit here and waste my time like these people who are a savage race. And he says that my grey spirit is desirous to follow knowledge like a sinking star. This sinking star can be a metaphor for Ulysses also, because it is about to set and he is also near his death. So he says that before that star, it goes down into the western horizon, I want to know, I want to follow that much, that kind of orbit. That he says that the knowledge is like an arc. So before the star completes its journey, he says that before the journey of my life ended, before the journey of my life end, I want to acquire and follow knowledge and experience, so that I feel that I have utilized my life, I have not wasted it. And he wants to go beyond the limits of human thought. So, this poem is very inspiring. He's a man of action, and through the example of Ulysses, uh, I want to suggest something to those people who feel that age can cast an influence upon our capacity. If our willpower is strong, age is just a number. If our willpower is strong, we can perform miracles. And if Ulysses can do this, we also can follow his example. Thank you for listening me carefully, and I hope that you will imbibe some of the characteristics of Ulysses in your life.